Hello, I'm back again, and the videos that you're gonna be seeing now is just basically me trying to draw the character, trying to get used to it. What I've recently just been having trouble with is one, replicating the proportions and everything. Even sometimes just part of it replicating the art style, but I think it's more so a matter of like trying to replicate it, the face at different angles. And that's kind of what I've noticed about uh, essentially drawing the same character over and over. And if there's one thing I do know for a fact is that I have never done it enough. And I don't think I've ever done it to the point in which being consistent with it. Like, I've had past characters that I've created, and I kind of draw them differently every time. And it's, in terms of art style, like the design would still be the same, but the art, I would never hold myself to like an art style thing. But what I'm realizing now is that drawing the same character over and over, I'm not just realizing it, but it's really hard. It's a lot harder than I really thought it was. But you just kind of have to keep going. What I found to be the easiest way for me to do it is to do it the 3.5 quarter, the 3/4 quarter. I forgot the exact, but it's like it's not directly front facing, but like to the side, because you get the brow and how that protrudes out, and then the nose, and you even get a little bit of the chin and how that might look in a side profile. That's what I find to be the easiest, because when it comes to the side profile can be very kind of, for me personally, side profile can be kind of hard, and just in terms of like there's not enough that you can show within the context of just a front facing face. It's like, it's not 2D, but it's like it's nearly there. It's like everything is straight on, you know what I'm saying? So it's like kind of have to really have to, it's kind of like you really have to figure these things out. How, like, does the chin protrude, or it kind of goes in a little bit, or is it just straight? How far does the mouth go out? If the nose goes out, how far does it go? And stuff like that. How does the brow look? Everything, all that, like even getting the eyes to look the right size. And that's what I've also been kind of struggling with, is not just proportions, but the sizes of things. It's like, again, this might sound like an idiot. And the thing is, I am, because obviously being consistent with the sizes of the eyes and the nose, and trying to make sure that the nose is the right size, at the very least, the closest that you can get it. It's not about being perfect, but you strive for likeness, and to get likeness, you do have to pay attention to those things. It's not just about getting the features in the right place. It's about having the features the right size in the right place as well, often. And the thing is, I did kind of surprise myself. I did really, like, as you're seeing, I might do another video really going in depth about kind of my thought process, maybe. But I was actually really surprised myself. I'm actually kind of proud, even though a lot of them didn't really look the way that it should. I still ended up liking it a lot, because it was just like, this is probably the most I've ever done to really try to draw the same character over and over. And I'm trying to think, but honestly, this might have been the only time where I've really just like sat down and did it, and to this degree, and like not being so hard on myself, but actually doing the drawings, trying to figure exactly how I want it to be. Right now, I do feel like when it comes to the eyes, I really have to go back and kind of just, because I want the eyes to be emotive, like I want them to emote a lot, and I feel like they're a bit too stiff at the moment. So that's something I'm gonna have to figure out how to do to the right degree, because I want to do more studies of like Disney artists. I think his name is like I forgot his name, but anyways, and I'm not about to look at it right now, but I just kind of want the characters to kind of come alive with the expressions and everything. Like I still need to really work on that. The eyes and perspective. Sometimes I get it, sometimes I don't, but I have to get better to the point where it's kind of just second nature. So that's something I really have to get better at. It's a lot. I've studied like real faces, I looked at reference whatever, and I realized how much I am out of practice. Now, don't get me wrong, my when I draw from reference people, like real life people, it was never great, but I'm really out of practice with this. So that's something I want to get better at. And what I've noticed is that if I just take my time and even just draw the same subject, if I draw it and I don't like it, just draw it again, and then I will see myself get slightly better each time, slightly. And what I've noticed is that though I do know how to draw noses, at certain angles, I do not convey the nose the right way. And so it's like, it puts into question, do I really know how to draw a nose? Do I really know how to draw an eye? Do I really know how to draw the lips? Do I know how to draw what I am looking at? And that's something I'm noticing that, I'm not that good. Not the best, honestly. But, obviously it's not about being the best, but being better than who you are. Being better than where you are at the moment is pretty cool. It's pretty good, a good place to be and strive for. But anyways, making comics is definitely something I want to try. I do believe that it's like a calling, if you will, but it's something you have to be dedicated to. It takes time. You have to be patient. I know what it's like to be impatient. I made like a chapter on Webtoon for something, a story that I would have made, and honestly I kind of hate it because I rushed it. I was just so tired of being in the process of creating something, trying to get everything just right, because to be honest, I spent years kind of just trying to do things. I gotta get the art style, I gotta get and it's like taking forever, and I get impatient, and so I don't want to do that. I don't want to rush it again, but at the same time, I don't want this to take forever. I don't want to be spending my entire time on this. I want to commit to something, commit to some style, and just finish it, yeah, and also if I want to make comics, and I guess more so in the manga type style, because it's going to be in black and white, I'm not coloring this. I definitely want to do something where I kind of try to draw like a comic manga-esque drawing every day, just kind of like doing it, like kind of practicing inking more. I think that's something I want to do, just have a drawing of doing something like that and just kind of practicing it, like practicing the values, because I know like I can ink okay, it's not the best, but I can ink generally, but conveying light and shadow is not the best. I don't know how to do it the best way. I've seen some manga artists who I like or whatever, and that's something I want to get better at, because if I'm going to be making a one shot, I can, as I'm working on the art style, I can still practice the other things kind of needed. But at the end of the day, all of it is really just going to take patience. And being patient is definitely something that I have to be. That's what I'm going to need in order to do this, is patience. And that's what I feel like I struggle with the most, because sometimes I get anxious, I get really annoyed. Even yesterday I was literally about to crash out because I wanted to just draw something spontaneously. The whole day I didn't really draw anything I really liked. I kind of wanted to just draw something more finished, and I couldn't do it. But I believe the biggest reason why I couldn't do it was because I wasn't patient. It's like sometimes you have to remember that you're not as good as you think you are. You can't just Jung it. You can't just Kim Jong-gi it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never done that type of real practice. I've done it at some point, but I've never really did it to the place to where I could be good at it or whatever. But it's okay to not be that good yet. That doesn't mean, just because you're not that type of good, don't mean that you couldn't even have done that drawing. It just means that you have to be more patient. Take your time. When it comes to a pose, you don't have the best memory or the photographic memory to just pull poses out of your brain all the time. Sometimes a lot of times you're gonna need reference, and you don't have to do it completely to the reference. You can use the reference, try to understand, break it down, and then try to do something unique. It just takes patience, and that's something that I struggle with. I find that I struggle with quite a bit, is patience. I don't really always like to sit down and tediously do something. It's too slow, and do I have a time limit? No. Well, it was kind of late. It was getting late. It was like 2 a.m. But I don't know. It's just sometimes to create your best work, you just need a little patience, and sometimes just lower your expectations. It's okay to use drawing for fun as a way to practice, to where it doesn't have to be pretty. I guess it's something I'm gonna have to really take in and, you know, take my own advice, if you will. And man, it's a pretty fun endeavor. Like, usually I look on Instagram sometimes, and seeing people like just kind of draw their OCs all the time is like, kind of envy kind of finds a place. And it's like, man, all this time is like, I want to make characters, I want to make stories, but I'm not even drawing my characters. I don't know how to really draw them and be consistent with them. You know, I can draw one character one time, but if I can't replicate it, you know, it's like, then it's just talk. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to just talk. You know, want to make something, and I do want to make characters. So like, this is kind of the real stepping stone of trying to make characters and draw them and get better at them. You know, like, these are just for the one shot. It's a part of a greater story. It's actually like the backstory of a mentor of the main character, one of the main characters. It's not even specifically about these two. It's kind of like a world building thing, in which it's like it takes place in the world, and it's kind of just me kind of exploring some things or whatever. But I'm gonna get too much into it right now, because, you know, I can make another video about that specifically, and I would like to make a bigger video about that specifically, kind of really going into it, my inspirations and everything. There's a little bit of story to how like inspirations came into it, you know, through prayer. Through prayer, like, just kind of wondering where the story is gonna go, and, you know, it's pretty neat. But I don't necessarily have that much else to do. To say. Making YouTube videos is the way I'm doing it's pretty simple. You just have to get the footage, and I have to be okay with showing kind of ugly art. That's something that getting used to, you know. But, you know, it's not often pretty. A lot of my art, it's not often pretty, and, you know, that's okay. You know, even artists on Instagram, even when they show all their good art, we don't see all the art that they made before. We don't know what they used to draw like 10 years ago or 15 years ago. You know, you gotta grow, and hopefully through somebody seeing this, they can kind of see that, man, this is not the best work, you know, but he's still putting it out there. He's still doing it, you know, like starting somewhere, you know, like, I'm not as bad as I used to be. Like, if I were to do a sketchbook tour of my 10-year-old sketchbook, when I tell you this is like, I don't know how impressed he'd be at these sketches, but I think he'd definitely see that there's like, man, we really got better. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's growth, you know? It's not quite where I want to be. It's not quite where I want to stay, obviously. I do want more of a style that is more me, that I'm not just fishing for whatever, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's about it. The video is about to run out. It's definitely coming to an end. And I guess to give you a word of encouragement, it takes time to get to what we want to do, and sometimes it's hard. You know, you don't always want to be patient. You kind of just want to be there. You want to have the finished artwork. You want to have the platform. You want to have the story. You want to have all of these things. But, you know, it's a making process. You know, you have to learn I feel like it's in a weird way, it can be a blessing to kind of go through the struggle and seeing just how hard something is, and to be patient and to learn the process. It's not about rushing. It's not about being the first. It's not about, you know, all that. The video's about to end, but, you know, hey, this was great. All right, see ya.